Alright, business strategy game, year 17 decisions. So, what just happened? As you can see from our year 16 strategy, we actually ended up ranking first. And we got a cool little email from the business strategy game saying that we broke the top 100 this week for earnings per share. And it was pretty interesting. So, I mean, we're definitely on the right track, especially from where we started in this game. So, um, yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's nice to be on the right track. You can see game to day overall, we have an overall score of 93. We're trailing behind the BZs here with an overall score of 98. But we have sufficiently passed the cart company, and we could expect to continue in that direction. So, just a couple of things to look at. Our earnings per share, return on equity, both are doing well for right now. When it comes down to our credit rating, that's really where we need the work. Is on our credit rating. It's not the best, but we have been borrowing a lot of money. Um, as far as the plant capacity, we were the plant capacity leader, and that was really our strategy coming into this, was to remain the plant capacity leader. So we built some more capacity, but they built a lot of capacity. If you look at the notes here, it says excess supply of 46.4% is likely to produce fierce competition and hurt profitability in year 17 and beyond. So I mean, really, we're really at the point where we can just flood the market. The potential global supply is 51 million pairs of shoes, and the potential global demand is 34 million. And I mean, even if this was a conservative estimate, we're not going to hit the 51 million that we can produce. So, simple supply and demand rules state that this is going to cause, lower prices in the marketplace. It just is what it is. So, when it comes down to the just our financials, but just looking over where we're at, we do have higher net profit than the rest of the teams, which is important. But at the same time, our current liabilities, this is really hurting us. If you see how high we're more than double the next team as far as current liabilities. So yeah, the amount of loans we have is really hurting us. Performance benchmarks, when it comes to production, we're always trying to figure out a way to produce more cheaply. As you can see, we're not the production leader in Asia, nor we are the production leader in Latin America. We actually intend to stay that way. So it's just really important that we stay ahead of the other team in production in Latin America. If they surpass us there, we really could be in trouble. And then as far as celebrities, all of our celebrities are up for grabs this year. So we really want to make sure that we have a decent strategy to gain a few celebrities. It hasn't really been our strategy to retain all the celebrities, but we want to make sure we have some, so we're not getting shut out in celebrity appeal, because that really can make a drastic swing in terms of market share in the event that you just don't have a competitive feature that your opposition does have. So let's take a look at the strategic map here. In North America, you can see our strategy, and our strategy was, as you guys can see, we were really trying to move away from Company B here and move out into this blue ocean. And as you can see, that as we have moved towards this blue ocean, all the other companies have kind of converged into that blue ocean as well. Like, they're all just trying to crowd us out here by increasing the quality of their shoe, and also by moving closer and further out as far as the product line breadth. Now, this is not a good strategy. In fact, we chose this strategy because it was really the only strategy left to us. Team C, they were going after a high quality shoe with low models, which puts them right over here in the marketplace. And then Company B, they were going for a low quality shoe, which is definitely cheaper to produce. So in order to get away from them, we really had to move out into the more lines, more quality. Adding more quality to your shoes costs more to produce those shoes, and then having more shoes to produce, like having more models available, means every time you change models in production, you've got to switch over that equipment in your factory. So that's downtime in your factory that increases the cost of production. So moving in this direction is not profitable. It's not the profitable decision. It's the strategic decision, just as far as product differentiation, but not as far as operational efficiency. So because they already had their markets defined, they could have sat back in their market and just solidified their moat, but instead they chose to chase us because they saw what we were doing was working. To me, I guess it's flattering, but at the same time, it's annoying. and you can see they're trying to do it in every market, but they're just not able to do it in Europe, and they're really not able to compete in Latin America either. You can see we're just swallowing up market share in those two markets. In Asia, it's really just a dogfight, and we're all just kind of on top of each other. So, like I said, it's annoying that all the companies are crowding us out, but when it works, and we've been strategic geniuses this whole game. So, I don't see that stopping anytime soon. Now, a couple of things to take a look at that we decided to do this year. Just a few things. We branded production. We changed the composition of our shoes, so that was really important. There are cost differences when talking about the materials to make your shoes. So this year, I don't know what happened, but by lowering the percentage of superior materials and increasing the enhanced styling features, we were able to drop the cost down as far as production of our shoes. So we're pretty excited, and that was really important because we went to a higher number of models in the Latin American plant. Now this is going to drive up the cost of production, so anything that we can do in order to drive down the cost of production is going to be important. And as you saw before on the performance benchmarks, when we move to 2104, that's going to put us, it's still gonna have us being the leader in our total manufacturing cost in Latin America, unless they were able to bring the cost of making their shoes down. So if they were able to bring the cost of making their shoes down as well, then it'll make us pretty competitive. They might be able to beat us by 50 cents or so a pair. That shouldn't make too much of a difference. But they do have a higher price than us in Latin America, which means even with a smaller market share, they could end up being more profitable. So we need to take a look and just keep an eye on that. It may make sense for us to drop market share to them in Latin America and focus on profitability at this point, because they're just so much. They're selling their shoes for just so much more than us. So it might make more sense to forego being the price leader in Latin America and really go after a more profit-driven strategy from here on out in the game. Now, what else was important that we did this year? Oh, internet marketing. We decided to lower the cost of our shoes online. We're really bumping up though on the price that we can achieve, or that we can absolutely do. So we need to make sure that our internet pricing is at least 40% higher than our wholesale pricing. And that's because you don't want to compete with your retailers. So if people can shop online and get the shoe cheaper, generally they will. And if your retailers know that you're selling it on your website for cheaper than they're able to sell it in the store, but you're selling it to them to sell in the store, you're kind of biting the hand that feeds you, since they're buying your shoes in order to sell them in store at a profit, and then you're going online and undercutting them. It's just a bad look, and they will drop your shoes. So, and if I was a retailer, I would too. I was actually in network marketing for a while, and I was in network marketing until all these network marketing companies decided they didn't want to network market, they wanted to direct market on Amazon. So, meanwhile preventing us from being able to do it. So we can't retail the product on Amazon, but they can retail the product on Amazon, which means that people that want to buy the product from me can just go on Amazon and buy it directly from the company, and they don't really need me anymore. So being a distributor there just became problematic, and I just saw the company undercutting me, so I wanted to leave. And I can see retailers doing the same thing in real life, so I think that mirrors real life pretty well here. When it comes to celebrities, you can see our celebrities are up for grabs right now. So we've got bids in on all these guys, and I might go in here and change the rankings, because I would actually rather have some of these longer term guys than this guy. Ace Federer, I don't want to be bidding on a celebrity every single year. That could become a bidding war really quick, and he's really not worth it. So I would probably drop him down. In fact, let's do that right now. Let's drop him down in the priority ranking. Let's get over Beyonce in number 4. Yeah, it's got number 5, and let's drop him down to number 6. Done and done. Look at that. And then private label operations. Let's see. Oh yeah, so in private label, what we decided to do was to this is really interesting. So what the other company has been doing is they've been going in really low in the marketplace. Um, so as you can see, this is actually really funny. They had a stock out in Europe, so they did not allocate enough shoes to wholesale in Europe. They had 20,000 more shoes they could have sold. They didn't sell them. We ended up selling them because we had them available. They took those 20,000 shoes and dumped them in the private label market at a loss. That's crazy. I mean, they really messed that up. And yeah, so they missed out on 20,000 profitable sales in order to try to stick it to us in private label. So that's just how vindictive they've been in the private label market. But we've been going high every single time, and so I'm guessing that they're going to start to see that, and they're going to start to produce shoes and sell them in this gap between selling them at a loss and between the high, and they can really command whatever price they want. And what I told my team, what we decided to do, was to change our strategy in private label. So what we're going to do is we are going to start varying our pricing. We're going to start dropping the pricing closer to unprofitability, but we're only going to take half the market. So we're basically saying, hey guys, you can sell your private label shoes for whatever you want. We just want to make the profit we want to make. So if they want to undercut us and cut into their own profits in order to undercut us to get more of the market, they can do that. That's fine. We're okay not selling these shoes because we're not putting in the maximum amount. But at the same time, we want to make sure that if they're going to try to go for $35, $37 per pair, they can go 100% into the marketplace if they wanted to. And they're probably not going to be as nice as we are in the marketplace. What we'd like to see happen is that the private label market remains profitable for us, and that it just doesn't become a bloodbath, because that would really tank both companies, and it's just not worth it. So we'll see if they catch on. We're going to try to run this strategy for a couple of years and just see if they catch on. And if they do, great. If not, it could turn into a dogfight, and we'll just see what happens. But yeah, that's kind of what we're projecting for this year. If you guys have any questions, definitely reach out. You can comment below, or you can well, comment below. Cause I was gonna say you can reach me on Twitter, but Twitter's really all mixed martial arts stuff right now. So just go ahead and comment below if you have questions. If you want to find out more about this game and how to run it, I'm definitely happy to help you guys out. So that's really all I have for right now. Peace.